is so good to see you this week. I want to talk to you a little bit about spiritual healing. Being a spiritual healer, or just being a healer, or receiving healing. Sometimes people who are struggling with physical pain or emotional pain, or just really feeling stuck in their lives, that they will actually turn to a spiritual healer to help them through their own process. I have been called a spiritual healer. However, I really don't resonate with that terminology. I know people call me a spiritual healer. I know on one of the URLs on my website, it's Adironnda Spiritual Healer. However, I really prefer being called a healing practitioner, because the person that I'm doing work on is actually the healer. And I just want to make that point clear, because I'm going to talk a lot about spiritual healing and things like that. And I just want to make sure you're aware of that I'm a practitioner of spiritual healing energy. And the person that I'm working on is actually the spiritual healer. You got that? I want to be clear. That being said, a person whose work involves really more spiritual or esoteric in their approach to another person's energy is really what we would call a spiritual healer, or sometimes they're called a shaman, or many times an energy therapist that works with the mental body, the emotional body, the physical, and the spiritual bodies. Louise Hay stated that every ailment or disease has an emotional cause or an emotional counterpoint. Once you heal that emotional core, the body will also follow suit. I believe that's true. It's been said that everything is energy. Adironnda says that. And intention is everything. Adironnda also says that. Therefore, and lots of other people have said that, with the intention to heal the body through spiritual healing, the physical and emotional form begins to rearrange itself. You may or may not be familiar with Dr. Emoto's work regarding the freezing of water crystals and then changing the molecular structure of the water with pure intention. Just if you're not, I'll give you a little background, and then you can Google Dr. Emoto, Emoto, messages from the water. He did these experiments for like 15 years or something, and he discovered that polluted water, when it was frozen, would form into the kind of crystals that looked a little like just blobs of frozen water. When he took pure spring water and froze that into crystals, then they made beautiful crystallized snowflake patterns in the frozen water. He then took that a step further, spiritually healing the water by asking humans. He would put water in a container, and then ask humans to actually walk by the water daily and send the polluted water, got that? The polluted water, love. Send the polluted water the feelings of love, blessing the water, thanking the water, and just saying, I love you, water, I love you. That's the polluted water. And the spring water, they had people walk by every day and hate the water and tell it how destructive it was and how bad it was, and they just hated it. Well, to prove his point, when he froze or crystallized the polluted water after receiving, a few days of love energy, it formed beautiful crystal-like snowflake patterns when frozen. And the spring water, who was sent hate, froze in just blobs of crystals, did not take form. Now, that premise is the premise of any spiritual healing. Humans take that a step further as well. The body is, a large percentage water. So if water responds to human emotion, then everything else responds to human emotion as well, including the human body. And that is the way of spiritual healing. Try it. I mean, that's the premise of holographic healing, the healing modality that I created. So I want you to try it yourself. I mean, this week, try it on something really simple, like maybe a bruise. Hold your hand over the bruise and send that space in your body love and support, and telling that part of your body how much you love it, and tell it that you know that it can return to perfect health and that it's just going to breathe through, becoming just like the rest of your tissue, unbruised. Okay? That is a simple form of spiritual healing. And then after a few days, see how that changes the bruise itself. Now, I don't want to distract you from going to any medical professional, but adding spiritual healing to your medical diagnosis has certainly proven to be effective. They too go hand in hand. I mean, in holographic healing, we work with a lot of medical doctors. We actually look at the x-rays to see what the official diagnosis is, and then we start working with intentional visualization. Spiritual healing with intention has had miraculous results. I mean, I've worked with people that have avoided back surgery because they had degenerative disc disease, and we actually rebuilt the discs in their spine. I've worked with people with scoliosis to straighten their spine out, recovering eyesight from macular degeneration, rebuilding the cartilage to avoid knee surgery. I mean, my own heart, one half of it was enlarged, and now it has returned to near normal size. Spiritual healing works everywhere. I mean, after all, we live in a quantum physical world, right? Where everything is possible. Just wanted to share that with you. Namaste, y'all. Namaste.